In the back, Cody Rhodes asked for a moment with Seth Rollins, confidentially between them, right in front of the television camera. And Cody's pitch is he needs Seth for one night at War Games. You don't have to like me. We don't have to get along, just one time to, get even with the bloodline. And Seth respects him even if he doesn't like him, so he very slowly and wordily agrees to that they're good for War Games. Nobody can just make a point and just hit the nail on the head. And then we went through a bunch of other stuff. Shaky and Otis had a match, and then Seth sees Drew McIntyre in the back. And Drew has wanted to give him something since last Saturday at Crown Jewel and offered Seth his hand. And Seth took it. And then Drew said he's still going to get a rematch. And Seth kind of patted him on the shoulder and said, I know you will, big man, or something like that, kind of condescendingly. And off they go.
Give them credit. They've kind of made Drew interesting.
Well, yes. And that was a nice little MacGuffin, as Hitchcock used to say, that they had the little handshake there and everything. But that's, again, they shoehorned in a couple of these pesky matches. We had Piper and Tegan and Ciampa and Kaiser Wilhelm.
But I think that was an important segment. It used to, as a fan, sometimes drive me crazy, especially with WWF, even though it happened everywhere, but WWF especially, like Survivor Series 87. Randy Savage is on the same team with Ricky Steamboat, who he had just crushed the larynx of less than a year earlier. Different guys who had blood feuds on the same team all of a sudden with nothing said. I like the fact that at least they're addressing the fact that these two did have a big feud when Cody first came in, and he won. And I thought I thought this was a necessary segment, and it was good, even though, you hate the invisible camera, but otherwise it was good.
Well, and that's something that Vince used to, don't worry about it, pal. Either they won't remember, they won't think about it, they won't care, whatever. It was something, for example, when Jerry Lawler turned babyface in 77 after his record-setting run with Bill Dundee, they didn't team up for a little while. It was an awkward, transition. And then the same thing with Jimmy Valiant when he had that long program with Lawler, but he turned babyface. And then to get a picture of them, all three together, was bizarre. We sold the shit out of that because they'd never been in the same place, all three of them at the same time on the same side. But with weekly television and weekly territories, there was more time to flesh that out too. And whereas Vince just wanted to go to the next big show and didn't sometimes want to close those things up unless it was at the very top. But anyway,